also employers, big business has a role to play in just making sure their hiring practices aren't, intentionally or unintentionally poisoned by prejudice.
Yeah, and I've never heard Jonathan Greenblatt talk about how people with like black last names or African last names, right? Like those kinds of people, they never get callbacks. It's true. New Tomfo video.
So today we're going to do things a little bit differently. We are going to react to a bunch of different stuff.
Okay.
Some different videos, some images, an article.
All right.
Part of a certain article. And it's
interesting.
going to be kind of like my last Rumble exclusive video that I did, which a lot of people really enjoyed that one. I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying they had a lot of fun watching it. This time I'm going to try and do it, but also put it on YouTube
garbage.
to see how you guys feel about it. And we might talk a little bit about Iran, because I know later today, because it's Friday, possibly later tonight, maybe even tomorrow morning, like early, there might be some type of attack America does with Iran. So we might talk about that. So first up, there's a video that's been going viral, and it's of Jeremy Boring, who is one of the guys from Daily Wire, who worked with Ben Shapiro. It's him and Dennis Prager from PragerU, and they're talking about Tucker Carlson. So that's the person they're referring to.
Wait, Dennis Prager? Did you just say that, bro? Did you just call him Dennis Prager?
Bro, it's him and Dennis Prager. And they're talking about Tucker Carlson. So that's the
Ohio moment
in this video. Let's go ahead and let's just play it.
Just yesterday, he said.
Hey, I'm glad he's alive. Okay. As horrible as he is, it sucks what happened to him. He is a great source of content. Okay, he is Dennis Prager. I want daddy, I want mommy, I want Milky. Give it to me now.
Now notice.
He says some funny stuff sometimes.
His only loyalty is to the American people. Why is that noble? Why is that Christian? That's your only loyalty? I just don't get it. It's a tribal-based morality that I don't relate to.
And it's funny because if you watch the rest of this video, it's basically them just trying to disprove that he's actually loyal to just American people, that Tucker's just actually America only.
Tribal based.
Oh, well, he actually has lots of allegiances to different things. And it's just the idea of saying that you're America first, you're America only. It triggers them so much, which is funny because these same people, if you flipped this conversation around and if you started talking about Israel, they would be all for an Israeli who's living in Jerusalem being Israel first and Israel only. They would be all for that type of tribalism when it comes to that group. But when it comes to Americans, especially Americans, because America is like, we're on their leash, we're on Israel's leash, we're like their slave, so they really get triggered when Americans start tapping into that OG American spirit, the OG American spirit of revolution and patriotism, not the fake bullshit, cuck conservative patriotism, but like real shit. It makes them so mad, they get so furious, and they can't understand it. And I fucking hate what these people do. They always try to twist things, like he's like, oh, how is that noble, how is that Christian? And I hate how so many people, they have this idea of Christianity, and I get why some people do. Some people have this idea of Christianity being like this, oh, if you're a Christian, you have to be a communist, and you have to believe in no borders, and we all have to be one people that comes together. And I understand a lot of people have that view of Christianity, but that's not what Christianity is. It's been twisted to be that way, but that's not what it's supposed to be.
Really?
In fact, the only time in the Bible where that happens.
So Jesus would not want you to be a woke tard. Okay, gotcha. I am looking forward to hearing your evidence on this. Okay, because me personally, I've been talking about my faith a lot more recently, and I want to try and avoid doing that. Not because I'm ashamed or I can't argue my, interpretation of scripture. Okay, I'm a fucking Protestant. Of course I can do that shit. That's how I was raised, bitch. But mainly, I just don't really like the crowd that it seems to be inviting to my broadcast. I don't want, I don't want my career to be the guy that argues for fucking Christian communism or whatever. Okay, I'm a political commentator first. My religion is a big part of my personal life, and it's a part of my identity. But I don't want it to be the focus of my content. That being said, I'm gonna just keep
playing. All the
it.
people of the world come together and they live as one, and they're trying to create some utopia. It actually makes God angry. It actually makes him angry because they all come together and they try to become like God. They try to ascend into the heavens and they build the Tower of Babel. And God's solution to this is actually to spread the people apart, is actually to take this one nation and basically break it into multiple nations, multiple tribes with different languages. That was God's solution to all the humans trying to kind of do this.
Okay, so that means that within our own society, we should divvy everyone up, and we should not work together, and we should not try to do radical wealth redistribution. We should just live under the boot of rich people. Surely that is what Jesus would want. Oh, yeah.
One people
yeah, bro.
Setup. So anytime I see a
Yeah,
Christian-
oh, because of the Tower of Babel, because of the parable about the fucking vineyard, because of the fucking talents,
And that's always some
dumbass.
Jew that has something to say about Christianity. They always have like some
Yeah,
question.
man.
They're always
Like,
bringing up something.
they never have anything new to say. These, like, these types where the conservatives, the Christian nationalists, they just say the same shit about Christianity over and over again, the same tired arguments. And it's so fucking boring and just, like, loser coded. Like, it's just annoying. Just shut the fuck up. Just, if you're gonna say this shit about Christianity, 1 billion people before you have already said it. So just shut the fuck up. It's not new. Even if it was new, it's not interesting. It's just lame, okay? That's
like,
it.
Well, is that really Christian? You know, like, they're always doing something sneaky when it comes to the Bible. Is that really Christian to be tribal? Is that really noble? And it's like, actually, God wants tribes. Actually, God wants borders. Actually, God wants different kingdoms. That's the whole point. So it's always that. It's always, is that really what a real
Yeah,
Christian...
communists are not against that. Okay, we have like, communists don't want to dissolve national sovereignty tomorrow. That's not the goal. The reason that God did not want the Tower of Babel isn't on principle. Okay, because if it was, it would be one of the fucking commandments. It was the context of the time. Humanity was not ready to come together. We still aren't. And we probably won't be for a long time, but eventually that is the goal, because that is where progress is leading us. Obviously.
Say, is that what a real American would say? That's what all Americans should say. That's what an American patriot should be. It should be, first, a loyalty to your own people, and that's it. But the idea of being America first only, and that's why you have to say only at the end of it, is because you will not be loyal to any other nation, any other kingdom, any other group. The idea is that you never betray your own. And when you do help someone else, when you do work with another nation, you never do it to the detriment of your own people. You always make sure your own people have something to gain from it. Because quite often when we do things, especially for Israel, we as Americans gain nothing. And I was watching a video the other day of these guys talking about how Israel...
Yeah, and they get it all. They get the fucking free healthcare. That's what they get.
Wars, and they can't name one single time where the IDF fought alongside en masse with American soldiers. Because it never happens. Funny enough, I was watching Academic Agent earlier today, and he talked about IDF soldiers and how the reason why they don't really fight that much, they're really good at, like, killing kids, but the reason why they don't fight that much against, like, armies all the time is because they kind of suck at fighting. He talked about them being like glass cannons from, like, video games where you can do a lot of damage, but you can't take nothing. You can't take no heat. And, yeah, like, these people, they get mad, they get upset that Americans are having this great awakening to not only putting America first, but putting America first only. Because it's getting to a point to where we cannot afford to do anything but that, you know? And obviously, the old guard, the old GOP, the Israel First boomers, the Gen Xers, the millennials, the people that just have their, you know, heads up their asses, all these different people, they're taking great offense to this because they've been so loyal to Israel for so long. They've been so tapped into this propaganda machine for so long. It's literally like committing a carnal sin to just be a true American patriot these days. Not a fake performative patriot online, but actually to be really about it. They see that as like being a traitor. And in a way, it's true. We are traitors. We're traitors to them because they are not America first. They are Israel first. They put America last. They put America's sons and daughters last. They put the future of America last. So of course, when we start actually being all about it, they call us traitors. They look at us like we're traitors because we are. We're betraying them. We're betraying the old guard because they're not America first whatsoever. It just pisses me off when I see these fucking people try to twist Christianity because they do it all the time. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me and say, oh, well, that's what Christian... No, it isn't. Because these people don't read the Bible. It's just fucking annoying, you know. But moving on. We have a lot to get to, so we're not going to...
Wait, who are you talking... Are you talking about the Zionists right now or the commies? Or do you think that they're one and the same? Do you think, like, Israel is trying to usher in the new world communist order? Are you fucking stupid? I don't know, man. What do you say? Because, like, if he's talking about Zionists, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they aren't Christians, and they just use Christianity as a means to an end. Okay, they use it to control people, to sway people. You know, Jesus warned us about people like this. Of course he did.
Your favorite pro-Israel person ever. Let's hear what this old coot has to say.
Where does that come from? You know, there's a difference between dumb and ignorant. Dumb is that a person cannot process information. They just don't have the capacity. They don't have an operating system, put it in computer language. Ignorance is that the data isn't there. What we're dealing with is not an operating system problem. It's a data problem. We have not downloaded the proper data, the true data, into the minds of younger people. And we've assumed that they will grow up
He's talking about controlling the narrative.
intellectually curious and intellectually honest, and that they will look for themselves, but they're not. That's the problem. They're not looking.
I love it when they just come out and say it, dude.
And the result is absolutely
It's so awesome.
dangerous.
Dude, he's literally twisting it. He's literally dude, they always twist. They always twist. He says they're just looking at some podcaster and then taking whatever they say at face value. Now, is there some truth to that on a certain level that younger people will watch like a TikTok and some dude will say whatever on a TikTok and they'll take it as truth? Yeah, to a certain
TikTok.
degree, but I could say the exact same about them. Did we already forget that last year when Ted Cruz did that interview with Tucker Carlson and Tucker Carlson asked him, it's like, hey, why do you support Israel so much? And he was like, oh, because the Bible says, I will bless those that bless you and curse those who curse you. It's talking about the nation of Israel. And then when Tucker Carlson asked him, all right, what verse in the Bible says that? He couldn't even say it. And Tucker knew it. And then Tucker corrected him and say, well, he's actually not talking about Israel in the Bible. It's talking about Abraham's children. And that's a whole other thing. And then he's like, well, I didn't read it, but I remember it from
Yeah,
Sunday
because
school.
the Bible is never talking about the Jewish ethno-state of Israel. It is only ever talking about Israel, the nation, the people. Okay? Not the fucking contemporary ethno-supremacist nation
Is that not the
state.
exact same shit this guy's saying? That young people heard something from somebody else and then instead of doing any research on it, they took it at face value and they're just going with it. And Ted Cruz is a senator from Texas, who not only is a senator from Texas, and all those people in Texas have to deal with his bullshit, but this dude is hanging around the president, having one-on-one sessions, giving him advice on foreign policy and war. Remember in the last video I did where we played the clip? We played the clip of Ted Cruz and he talked about how, yeah, I was sitting with the president and I told him to bomb Iran. How many senators in America, and I can guarantee you there's not too many, that are hanging out with the president and giving them advice on foreign relations and war tactics? How many senators are doing this? Not a lot, but Ted Cruz is one of them, and this is a guy who obviously heard something when he was young and took it at face value, even though it's total bullshit, and if you just fucking read and had some type of reading comprehension of the Bible, you'd know that that's not what it's talking about whatsoever, and this dude is basing his entire political compass off of that shit. When he gets asked a serious question on an interview, hey, why do you want to kill all these people? This is his answer. Is that not exactly what fucking Mike Huckabee just said? Is that just, these people are insane. They're insane. And I love how he's like, we haven't downloaded the right data. It's exactly when Bibi Netanyahu said last year, he was like, there's a lot of work to be done with Gen Z. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. They believe to the TikTok. Is that not the same shit? I love how they're so horny for just brainwashing kids. They want to blow up kids and they want to brainwash kids. That's what these people are doing.
True.
They're freaks. They're total freaks. Man, fuck these people. Young people aren't pro-Israel because the right data hasn't been uploaded into their brains. Oh, because we saw videos of you guys blowing up Palestine. Yeah, of course, we're not going to be pro-Israel, dude. It's like, it's very easy to not be pro-Israel when you see videos of what Israel
Yo,
is.
I love it when Tom Foe spits, bro. I love it when he spits some facts, dude. That's so awesome. It's true. It's true. Yeah, keep saying shit like this, bro. This is good. Because it's true, like, why the fuck do they think that, like, after everybody on their timeline seeing the Palestinians get blown to smithereens, grandma getting crushed by a tank, fucking children getting sniped in the head, hospitals being blown up, that we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, well, you know, well, that's just war, baby. That's just the nature of war,
It's
dude.
very easy to have this reaction to these groups of people, to world Jewry and Israel and the influence that they have.
Okay, alright. You lost me. You lost me. World Jewry.
People have. But moving on.
You lost
Mike
me,
Huckabee is a
bro.
fucking dumbass. All right, it's official. Put it up in fucking bold letters. Mike Huckabee is a
No.
dumbass. But moving on, let's
Who
see
would-
what
who would have thought?
CEO is up to.
Our research has found that we looked at the issue of employment discrimination. We found that Jewish American job candidates needed to apply
Yeah.
25% more
Thank you,
applications
Jonathan
for applications
Greenblatt.
to receive the same number of responses from prospective
Jonathan
employers as Americans
Greenblatt.
with, let's say, Western European backgrounds or non-Jewish.
That's not even just to get the job. That's just to get
a
response.
callback. Get an email or a callback. They had 24.
This guy would say that I am the most evil anti-Semite. If he knew who I was and he, like, heard the shit that I've said, he would be like, J-Star is the most evil anti-Semite. He's worse than Hitler.
40% more.
Worse than Hitler.
40% more. So employers, big business, have a role to play in just making sure their hiring practices aren't, intentionally or unintentionally, poisoned by prejudice.
Only 24%? I'm actually disappointed, dude. Those are rookie numbers. It should be much higher. He said 40% for the Israeli names. That's not good enough. I'm disappointed in you guys, all right? Whoever's hiring people, you got to discriminate a little bit more, okay? Like, what are we doing here? I expect more from you, my brothers, okay? And first of all, I like how this dude's crying about callbacks and getting jobs. Dude, first of all, most people aren't getting jobs. That's just something that's happening right now. A lot of people who are entering the corporate world and who are leaving college and
Yeah,
trying to
true.
get some type of career, business job, a lot of people are not getting those. I mean,
Yeah, and
college-
I've never heard Jonathan Greenblatt talk about how people with, like, black last names or African last names, right? Like, those kinds of people, they never get callbacks. It's true.
college, but I have some friends that did. This one kid I know, he graduated like 3 years ago, still has not gotten a job in his career field. He's applied to like 400 different places. He's not an idiot. He's smart. Has
That's
good grades.
rough.
He even has a recommendation letter, like all these different things. He can't even get a job. This guy's acting like they're the only ones not getting jobs, bro. People are just not getting jobs in general. Did you look at all the numbers?
Dude, my advice, I just lie. Just like, just lie. That's what I do. It works. It works, I'm telling you. Look, technically, it's not illegal. I don't think. I'm pretty sure in like most states it's not illegal. I could be wrong about that. Look it up. Look it up. But like, do whatever you gotta do, bro. Like, just fucking cheat. You know, lie. I don't give a fuck. These corporatists, these like corporate officers, HR departments, they're all scumbags, okay? I don't care. I don't feel bad lying to them. Why the fuck would I feel bad lying to them? They're evil. Okay, maybe that's a little far. But like, you know, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna feel guilty about that. But anyway, it's true. You can just lie to these people. And when you get the job, do your best, do well. I'm sure you'll do fine. They won't give a fuck. Even if they figure it out. Even if they're like, oh, wait, you lied on your resume. It's like, well, you already fucking hired me. You already put me on payroll.
You looked at all the numbers. Did you look at white people? A lot of white guys aren't getting hired in a lot of places. That's happening. That's been happening. Did you talk about that when it was happening? No, you didn't. But man, the ADL, they're always up to some bullshit, which is so funny. My favorite response is when they cry about something and then you see somebody talk about the origins of the ADL, and it's just the most hilarious shit. It's like, yeah, your organization was founded by some dude who the girl and then blamed some black guy and then got lynched for doing it. You know, it's hilarious. But moving on from the ADL, this
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff.
Wow, so hilarious.
On X. This guy's cool. I like this guy. He's been following me for a while, and he tweeted at me. He was like, "I need a video with your take on Palm Beach Pete. Is he a doppelganger, robot?"
That is a true story, by the way.
Jeffrey Epstein. And there's this guy named Palm Beach Pete who lives in Florida, and a lot of people are saying that he's Jeffrey Epstein. It's like Jeffrey Epstein's alter ego. He faked his death, and then he went to Florida. Let's play a few clips here, actually.
That man calls himself Palm Beach Pete, and he's now setting the record straight.
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
I'm Palm Beach Pete. That's exactly what Jeff Epstein would say.
That has went really viral.
But what started as a
Okay, the crazy part is his teeth. His teeth, they're like, I mean, I don't know, like, you know,
That's Epstein.
That's Epstein.
Who lived in Palm Beach, still carrying weight years after.
Okay, if you look at the two side by side, you know, if it is actually Epstein in hiding, first of all, he got like nose. Like this, he got this region like fucked up on purpose to like, cause like in order to turn Jeff Epstein into Palm Beach Pete, he had to get a nose job. He probably like got his vocal cords, took a screwdriver to his vocal cords, okay, because it doesn't sound the same. I just, like I said, the weird part is the teeth, okay? If that shit is real. If the close-ups of Palm Beach Pete's teeth is accurate to what I've seen, they have like the exact same bottom row. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm not saying he is Jeff Epstein, by the way. I don't know.
I think he never died.
Oh yeah.
He could still be back on the island, honestly.
Online, some using this video to push those claims. Others saying that crosses a line.
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
The voice, man, I can't get
Palm
over
Beach
the voice.
Pete.
No, this isn't Epstein. This isn't him. All right, I went down the little rabbit
Well.
hole, saw the pictures, I saw all the stuff. People are really like reaching. They're like, he's got the same teeth. He sounds the exact same. He
Okay,
looks like
yeah.
him. It's like, bro. First of all, Florida is extremely Jewish. I think more Jewish people live in Florida than like any other state. I could be wrong.
What? So? Huh? No, it's not because he's Jewish, man. The similarities are uncanny. Okay, I know I already mentioned the teeth. Okay, if that shit's real, yeah, that's him. That's him. Okay, like you just that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I'm telling you, the teeth are exactly the same. Okay, it's like he has this one on his left side that's crooked. He has like a crooked tooth on his left side. Anyway, the other thing is the chin, okay, like this, and it's not just the chin, it's like the corners of the lip in the how it like goes into the chin, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's the
I'm
similarities
pretty sure
are
it's one of the top
uncanny.
states. I know a lot of people think of California because of LA, or they think of New York because of New York City, but Florida, it's like all over, dude. Yeah, they sound the same, but here's the thing about Jeffrey Epstein's voice, and I think I mentioned this.
No, but they don't really sound the same though. Jeff Epstein and Palm Beach Pete has like a higher intonation, like he speaks at a higher pitch. Yeah.
Video before when I talked about him, where that interview that came out with Jeffrey Epstein with what was his name? I forgot his name, but it's the interview.
I'll be right back. All right, back to this bullshit.
Before he like died, 4 months before he died, because I don't think Epstein's alive. I know a lot of people have this theory that he faked his death and he got away, and you know, you could be right. And I don't even fully doubt it. I just think he's dead. Let that be said. I don't think Palm Beach Pete is him.
I hope he's
but
not
one of the things
dead.
I noticed when I watched that full interview of Epstein was really the voice. That was the first thing that kind of like I kept thinking about, was like, man, this guy sounds Jewish as fuck. And that's kind of the thing. Like, this is a Jewish accent. This is just what a lot of them sound like. So it's not so much that Palm Beach Pete sounds like Epstein. It's that Palm Beach Pete and Epstein are just Jewish dudes. They sound the same. Yeah, a lot of guys like that sound the same.
What do you think he sounds like? Mort from fucking Family Guy? What?
Oh, they look the same. Yeah, they look similar, but it's not the same. So I get it. It's kind of funny. I like the idea. Like the idea that Epstein faked his death, and instead of going to Tel Aviv, he went to Florida and he became an influencer on Instagram. That's hilarious. I think that's so funny. And who knows? Maybe he did go to Tel Aviv, and then maybe when they started getting bombed, he went to Florida. Who knows? That could be what happened. It could really be him. The idea of it is hilarious, and I kind of want it to be true just because it would be funny, but I don't think this is it. All right, if you're truly like, you're going to die on the hill of Palm Beach Pete being Epstein, I don't know, man. There's so many other things you could worry about. This is just a guy who I think is just similar, but I'm sure you could find multiple people like this. But in all seriousness, if
It's
Jeffrey
a
Epstein
psyop.
faked his death, which by the way, when he faked his death, quote unquote, it was at a point in time where he was one of the most famous people in the world. Obviously, after he became even more famous, and now like everyone knows who he is at this point, super famous. Everybody had seen his face. There's no way this dude fakes his death and then moves to Florida. There's no way he stays in America, and there's no way he's going to do that and then become an influencer. You know, like Jeffrey was a very private person on purpose. Yeah, he's in a lot of photos. Yeah, he's in a lot of events. But for the most part, he was very private for obvious reasons. Because he was a Mossad agent. There's no way he fakes his death and then goes to Florida and does all this. It's just not.
Yeah, because he was a Mossad agent, because he was a pedophile too. I think that probably had something to do with it. Yeah, he was pretty secretive,
He
yeah.
gets exposed, the video goes viral, the pictures go viral. They're like, Palm Beach Pete, it's Jeffrey Epstein, it's really him. If it was really him, if he was...
I don't know, man. Have you ever heard of hiding in plain sight? Okay, like the idea that... Like, because what you're saying is true, okay? The idea that he became an Instagram influencer, it is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous, mate. So, I'm just saying, okay? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
America, probably in Florida, who would be motivated to kill him. So his life would be in danger. I don't think he would do that. Like, at all. If he's alive, he's definitely not in America, and if he is in America, he's definitely not an influencer. So don't worry, jet fuel can't melt wood doors on Twitter. You're not schizophrenic. This dude is just... It's Palm Beach Pete.
I'm Palm Beach Pete.
It's like it's Florida, dude. You go there, you see like a
Palm Beach
1,000 guys
Pete.
look like this. And last but not least, when it comes to the funny stuff, is this. And this was about the ADL too. I should have talked about this right after the first guy. But the ADL launched a leaderboard rating multiplayer games on like an anti-Semitism score.
Oh, yeah.
Protections in place to stop people from being anti-Semitic and to stop hate speech. Because first of all, you have to understand, why did all these game companies started monitoring voice chats? It's because of stuff like this. And I mean, how would the ADL have this information if game companies weren't actively giving them this data? See what I'm talking about? Like the hate speech policies, everybody always thought it was because somebody saying the N-word, someone called me a n in the game. They all thought it was for that. No, it's not for that at all. It was for the anti-Semitism scores on the ADL. And funny enough, Fortnite was rated like the top game for protection, so it had all these protections in place.
I
and the number one game
I
was
don't
rated-
really know about that. I don't know if that's true.
the lowest.
I don't know,
And I'm so
man.
proud of this.
It's because of the
I've been
ADL.
so proud to have been a hardcore Counter-Strike player. Like, dude, I can't believe it, bro. Counter-Strike to this day is still going hard. It's still going hard. If you grew up playing Modern Warfare 2 back in the OG Xbox, Black Ops 2, Black Ops, like, you know those voice chats, the lobbies, they were fucking brutal, they were awesome, they were funny. Counter-Strike is one of those games that even today, like to this day, it's still going hard. I'm so glad that this one got ranked number 1, or 0 technically, because, bro, back in the day, I used to play Counter-Strike every day. I played comp every day for years. So I'm proud of my service.
Dust too.
And I'm proud of all the other people who keep playing this game, who are still serving, who get us ranked at the top of the anti-Semitism leaderboard when it comes to games. I'm so proud of that. And I mean, it is true though with the voice chats. Like when you see a game and it says we have a hate speech policy in place to
Yo, me and Tom Foe might have played against each other when I was like 14.
people, it's for stuff like this. They're taking your voice,
Could be.
your data, they're using AIs to scan through everything, and they're sending the shit to the ADL. They're sending the shit to the government. But moving on from that, an article from the Washington Post titled "Bigotry Among Young Conservatives Has Republicans on Edge." Many Republicans dismiss such party members even as white supremacists like Nick Fuentes gain popularity, but there's growing unease at their presence in the rank and file. Republicans have fretted about the rise of white supremacist influencer Nick Fuentes, who courts disaffected young men and has summed up his views as Jews are running society, women need to shut the fuck up, blacks need to be in prison for the most part, and we would live in paradise. The College Republicans of America this month appointed a longtime fan of Fuentes as their political director. Radicalization on the young right has set off a bitter debate in the GOP about how much Republicans should police their movement and how serious a threat its most extreme elements pose. Some dismiss Fuentes and like-minded trusted commentators as online agitators with little real influence infiltrators trying to hurt the Republican Party. Others are alarmed at the traction they have gotten and say the party needs to push them more forcefully out of the GOP tent. Remember last year, before the end of the year, the
that's not gonna work.
GOP political party reported that they were concerned that when it came to their young members, when it came to members of staff, so people who work in Washington, people who work for senators, congressmen in the GOP, in the conservative side, it was estimated at least 30% of them were straight up groypers. Not just young conservative men, all conservatives, younger conservatives. And see, here's the thing.
Source?
They're freaking out. They're freaking out now. They're obviously still freaking out because of the influence. And they keep trying to say, oh, it doesn't matter. These people are just online. But obviously, from that report last year, it's not just online. Groypers, we have infiltrated these groups. We are in those groups. And you're not always going to be able to tell who's who because a lot of them are straight up going to lie to you. And, you know, they will conceal their beliefs as much as possible. And the reason why this matters is because when you talk about this, you do have to talk about Nick Fuentes. You do have to talk about groypers. Because even last year, according to the Washington Post, according to the New York Times, the most popular word of the year of 2025 was groyper. It was the most searched, most researched word of the year. Out of every fucking word of the year, it was that one. And there's a reason for that. But you have to understand the GOP, they're not just afraid of
and there's a reason.
People who like Nick Fuentes. I know a lot of you don't like him.
No, what is
that? A
that?
lot of you don't agree with a lot
What's
of
that
stuff he
reason?
says, and I get that. But here's the problem, or here's the point. You don't have to be exactly
Because
like
people
me
are
for the GOP
infatuated
to
with
you.
your
You don't have to be exactly like me for these people to call you
insane
anti-Semitic
takes.
or racist or bigot or throw all these labels, every label under the sun on you. You don't have to be exactly like me. You could be just 5%. 5%. You agree with me on like one thing, one issue. That's it. You don't even have to be conservative. You don't even have to be whatever you want to say. Dissident rights. You don't have to be none of that. You could be a liberal. If you agree with me on just 1 point, just 5%, that's already too much. That's already too much for them, to the point to where they don't want you anywhere near them. They don't want you in their groups. They're afraid of you.
I mean, it depends on the issue.
Like when Mike Huckabee was talking, he said,
if it's about Israel, yeah.
They need you to be completely 100% on board. They need you to be a zealot for their party. No questions asked. You're just a fucking war machine. You do whatever they say. You're a good little white goy slave. You vote when they tell you to vote. You go through hardships and having less in your life because it's okay. It's fine that you're spending more on gas. It's okay. It's fine that you're
It's for Israel.
It's fine that we're going to war. We actually like war. You actually like war. You like war, don't you? Don't you, boy? Don't you, good boy? Don't you, good boy? You love war. You love sending your daughters and your sons to be blown up and fucking die for another country. You love that. That's your favorites. That's your favorite thing in the world. You love that so much. That's what they need you to be. All this talk of groypers, all this talk of Nick Fuentes, all this talk of whatever, whether you're fully like on board like I am or not, it doesn't matter. You just have to agree with me on one thing, and then it's already too much. You're already a traitor. Like I said, because these people, they're not America first. They're not actually loyal to America and to the best interest of Americans and the future of this country. They're loyal to someone else. So as soon as you differ from them in any way, it doesn't matter. 5%, 10%, 2%, it's too much. It's already too much. You're already...
Yeah, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit because you care about the country. Okay? I don't call you guys traitors, even though it would be infinitely more valid for me to do that than you calling me a communist, commie traitor or whatever, because I'm a woke-tard. I don't call you a traitor because I know you love the country. I know you want what's best for it. Okay? I know you do. It's just that you want what's best for the white people in the country. Okay? But I know that you care. I know that you care about our country. These Zionists, they do want to see the death of America, I think. I think they do. They want to see it destroyed. Especially at this point. You know, maybe always, but like, you know, Americans have turned on Israel. We don't like Israel no more. We don't like them. Nope. And, they hate us for it. They hate us because they ain't us. You know what I'm saying? Americans have said this about a lot of countries in the past. You know, oh, they're jealous of our freedom. Yada yada. With Israel, I think it's actually true. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm definitely not, though. I'm not.
If they could, they would put you in prison. That's kind of the concept
Yeah,
you have
true.
to get through your head, especially with the GOP. And that's why with the midterms this year, don't fucking vote for them. You're going to see a lot of people switch up, and they're going to cave. Don't cave. Have some self-respect. Have some balls. Have some dignity as an American. Have some fucking dignity as an American patriot. Don't vote for these people. If you vote for them, you're not voting for anything good. They'll tell you a bunch of sweet nothings. They'll whisper it in your ear. They'll say, oh, but immigration, the economy. You know, the Democrats, they like trannies. They're going to, you know, make you do tranny shit. Nope. It's all bull. It's all bullshit. They're still replacing you. Remember that. They're still replacing you. They're still protecting pedophiles. Remember that. They're taking you to war. Remember that. They're fucking up your economy. Remember that. It's all bull. So have some dignity in the midterms. And I know a lot of people are going to switch up because people, they have families, they have kids, and they'll get you on something. They'll say something and it'll scare you and you'll be like, oh fuck, I can't lose. I can't have a Democrat win, because you don't want to enter an age of accelerationism. But like I said in the past video, it's too late. You don't get to steer that ship. We don't have control over that pathway. That has already been chosen for us. Accelerationism is coming. You can't avoid it. It doesn't have to be as extreme as you think it is, but it is going to be extreme. And it's going to happen. And it's going to happen in your lifetime. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, maybe not 4 years from now. But within the next 2 decades, it will. You'll see. If the country's still alive by then, you'll see. Like, before the country collapses, if it does collapse, it's going to happen. And if it doesn't collapse, it's still going to happen. So that's kind of the point. Like, you're not doing anything other than just being a good little slave by voting for these people because they hate you. Now, moving on from that, we have one more reaction. And our good old friend Ben Shapiro has a little something to say about how the U.S. should prepare for an enduring conflict with Iran.
Here is the thing. If you look historically, the American people actually have some patience. Our shortest wars were longer than the current conflict. The Persian Gulf War involved 43 days of active operations. The Kosovo NATO Air War lasted for 78 days. Even deposing Noriega in Panama in the late 80s, that lasted for 6 weeks. And also, Americans are not dumb. We don't believe that if you're involved in military activity, you're not going to lose anybody. Because, again, if necessary military activity can only be pursued at zero cost, there's no use in having a military. Literally, the point of a military is to do hard and dangerous things. That's why our military members are heroes. That's because they're willing to undertake that sacrifice for a greater good.
I love the switch up. It's always a switch up. They're always twisting. Remember, they always twist. It used to be no new wars. It used to be, you know, we're not going to go to war. We want peace. This is what we're all about is peace. And now it's like, guys, it's okay. We're not even at war that long. It's fine. It's okay if a few of you die. I mean, a few of us die. It's fine.
Peace president.
Okay. That's what you're supposed to do is die. You're supposed to fight for the greater good. We're supposed to open up the Strait of Hormuz. The rhetoric changes because it's gaslighting. You know, they're actively manipulating their audience. They're trying to prop these people for being okay with a war going on, with things escalating, and they know fucked up shit is fixing to happen. Like I said today, or later tonight, or maybe even tomorrow morning, there's going to be something that happens this weekend, dude. And I'm starting to think it might be them trying to take an island. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But something is going to happen. Everyone knows something is going to happen. Everyone knows it's not going to be anything good. So they have to start planting those seeds. They have to start saying these things. It's okay. We know people die when we go to war. We know some of our own die when we go to war. We know we go to war for a very long time. We know we do that. Like, we've always done that. What do you mean? What are you talking about? It's fine. It's okay. Because they're trying to just plant the seeds and get these people ready.
Yeah, remember, it's normal.
And so that way, when people do die, when more soldiers die, when the war goes on for longer, if it does, they can say, oh, guys, remember, we already said it. We already talked about it. We already agreed on this. But moving on.
Now, Iran, for its part, seems to be counting on this view of Americans that have been shared by pretty much all of our enemies at one time or another, that were weaklings, that were incapable of mobilizing for victory. Hitler famously thought that America was decadent and unstable. In one private conversation, according to Hitler's notes, reportedly he said, quote, I don't see much future for the Americans. It's a decayed country. They have the racial problem, the problem of social inequalities. Everything about the behavior of American society reveals that it's half Judaized and the other half nigrified. And this is Hitler talking. How can one expect a state like that to hold together?
Is that him? Is that the man himself? I did not think he was going to be bringing up Hitler quotes. That's crazy. Of course, they're going to bring up Hitler. All their enemies are Hitler. Dude, we're Hitler. You're Hitler. Iran's Hitler. Constantly, it's just, bro, because Iran, you know, they're talking like Hitler. Let me bring up the notes. Let me bring up the journal. I mean, what is he saying here, though, exactly? It's like, are you trying to say America is not decadent? Are you trying to say there isn't a bunch of, like, racial division in the country? And the racial division, it turns out the racial diversity...
Yeah, Ben, Hitler was right. Don't you know? Yo, you respect him so much. Like, he is right to, like, call him out about this, okay? Straight up. Because the Iranians are not Hitler in this situation. America is Hitler. And the Iranians are the fucking Jews. That's the equivalence. That's the actual equivalence.
Strength, more often than not, is our greatest weakness, unfortunately. And that's just the way it is. Are you trying to say that it's not happening? Because literally statistics would disagree with you. This dude, Ben Shapiro, I remember back in like 2018 watching videos, because I used to watch these guys. Ben Shapiro, Mike Huckabee, not so much. I don't ever give a shit about him. But Ben Shapiro, you know, PragerU, I used to be that type of conservative, you know, back in the day. I was a little bit based when it came to Pizzagate stuff, but when it came to the Trump shit, I was on that train. And I remember Ben Shapiro used to make videos talking about BLM, talking about riots, bringing up racial statistics, all these different things. Are you trying to act like those don't exist now?
Yeah, man, 13% of the population.
Act like they don't commit an insane amount of the crime? Are you trying to act like black on white crime?
No, dude, you can't say that because Ben Shapiro he's just gonna be like, no, I am actually really racist, but Iran is Hitler. Iran is Hitler. That's what they are.
Statistics you have constantly brought up, used in debates and arguments.
No, I'm racist when I want to be.
Other than to just say that, oh, Hitler said this thing and Iran is thinking like Hitler. That's the only reason he brought this shit up. It's like, look, I love America. I am an American. You can't sit here and act like America isn't decadent. You can't sit here and act like we are not in the age of decadence of this country, which always comes before the fall. It always comes before the collapse, or it comes before the revision. And those are the two pathways you have. Remember that. A lot of people, they always think about it and they think, oh, it always comes before it collapses and everything goes to shit. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but it always comes before the revision. And that's the part I'm banking on, is the revision of America. Is America being reawakened? Is it being re-energized? You know, it's being taken to a place that it's never been taken before. A place that it always belongs. A place where it should be. That's the thing I'm banking on, because like, what else can I do? It's like, it's either going to happen or it isn't. But acting like America isn't decadent currently is complete delusion. And, you know, the idea of calling everybody Hitler that you disagree with is just so outplayed at this point. Like, nobody cares. Literally, nobody gives a shit, dude. Nobody fucking gives a shit. It's just so petty. It's like, all right, out of all the things you could say about Iran, out of all the things you can say about it, like, you're bringing up Hitler quotes, and you're comparing them, and you're like, yeah, Iran agrees with him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think most people would agree with what he just said. Yeah, you, in your own way, have agreed with it on certain occasions. Maybe not with the Judaism part, but definitely with the black part, definitely with the decadence part. Don't fucking sit there and act like you haven't fucking talked about that shit before. But moving on.
And during Vietnam, the Viet Cong counted on the idea that Americans would get tired, that Americans would get bored. And after a while, they were right. Americans did get tired. After a while, they were right. Americans did
Dude,
worn
the
out.
Daily Wire is so washed, bro.
In Iraq and Afghanistan, too. Our enemies thought, okay, they can just outlast the Americans. To outlast Americans typically requires not months, not weeks, years.
Not months, not weeks, years. Dude, it shouldn't even have been 50,000. It should not have been an Iraq war. It should not have been Afghanistan. We shouldn't have had any of that to begin with. And this guy's talking like, oh yeah, the Americans, they don't give up easy. Bro, we're not even energized for this fight. We don't even want this fight. It's you who want it. It's the Jews. It's the neocons. It's the industrial war complex. You guys are the ones who want this fight. We don't fucking want this shit. You have people in the military talking about how they don't want to die for Israel. You have Marines showing up in Washington, protesting, screaming. America doesn't want to send its sons and daughters to die for Israel. We don't even want this fight, dude. We're not even energized for that. And I'm sure a lot of people would say, well, America wasn't energized for Vietnam either. I'm sure, fine. At least back then, the propaganda machine was more hardcore. More people were tapped into it. But when it comes to this specifically, like this war, like we do not want it. So what is this guy talking about? You have to last years, decades. It takes decades to crush the American spirit for them to get tired. I mean, if anything we're tired of is your bullshit. We don't want to do this.
Reality is that there is no way to extricate ourselves from this situation right now. There's no way to extricate ourselves from this situation by simply running away. That does not leave Iran in control of the Strait of Hormuz.
What?
$100 to $150 barrels of oil from here to forever. That is a point that was made by Larry Fink over at BlackRock. Not a Fink fan, but he's right about this.
If there's a cessation of war,
I mean, yeah, they're gonna get their money. Okay, everything that we're destroying, every fucking building that we blow up, they are tallying it. And I'm not just making this up. I'm not just speculating. Like, this is reality. Okay, Iran is keeping tabs on... They got our tab open right now, okay? And they are putting everything on it. Everything, every ship that we sink, every building that we blow up, every child that we murder. They are documenting it. They are putting value. They are ascribing value to it. That's what's happening. This war is going to cost us when it's all said and done. Okay? So, like, forget the $2 billion that we've already spent. Okay, this is going to cost us a lot more than that. And that's if we pull out now. Which they're not.
and yet Iran remains a threat to trade, a threat to the Straits of Hormuz. Then I would argue that we could have years of, above $100, closer to $150 oil.
What happens to the global economy if that happens? How do we see
We'll have global recession.
We'll have a global recession? That's what this dude's playing? Oh my gosh. It's fine. The Goys will pay for the gas. The global recession, it's fine. We need the war. I mean, if this is going to impact trade, and if these people... Dude. Oh my god. These people, it's like, we can't run away. It's impossible. It's too late. We have to fucking go all out just this once. Send your daughter. Send your son. And these people acting like the global economy is being threatened. The trade is being threatened. Dude, they're still trading with China. They're fucking trading with Japan. I was hearing about it this morning. Japan is still doing their trade deals through the Strait. Are they paying?
That's good.
Yes, they are. Does that suck? Yes, it does. But it's like, dude, we don't have to go into an all-out war against Iran. We don't have to do this, and the global recession does not have to happen. Like, it doesn't need to happen. Larry Fink wants a global recession. That's the fucking point. The BlackRock CEO, these people, money is nothing to them. It is nothing to these people, bro. It's just a means of control. They don't care if a recession happens. It's not going to affect him personally. It's going to actually do exactly what he wants. They want these things to happen. It's insane, dude, how, like, on the nose this all is. The being pro-war, he just played a clip of this guy saying a global recession is just going to have to happen. What does a recession look like? It looks like a lot of people not having jobs, not having money, not having food. A lot of people dying. I'm done with this. These people are really trying to gaslight us into thinking that we're at a point of no return. We're at a point to where we have to just go in there. We could stop. Are we going to stop? Obviously not. Obviously not. You know it, I know it. We're not stopping. It's going to continue going. But like I said in my last video, if you're in the military, you got to resist this. We have to try and at least do something. You can't just willingly walk into this. The idea that it's fine if we get into a global recession. It's fine if we have a decade-long war. It's fine if people die. It's fine. It's because Iran, they're like Hitler. They're just like Hitler. Hitler was bad. So it's fine if we die. It's fine if a global recession happens. What the fuck? This is fucking gay, dude. This is just bullshit. And it's insulting. And obviously, this isn't for us. This is for the idiots who are jerking off to Ben Shapiro's words. But it's like, this is the attitude these people have. And there are a lot more people surrounding Trump that think like Ben Shapiro and Larry Fink than like you or I. In fact, Trump, more than likely, thinks exactly the same as them. And that's the whole point. And so with talking about Iran, what's going to happen, it's like, I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of stuff. I really think they're going to try and take an island. I don't know if it's going to be Karg Island, because I heard that's going to be a little bit more of like a tricky thing for them to do. But I mean, who knows? They're retarded as fuck at this point. They might even try just invading straight up into Iran. I mean, who knows what they're going to do? But they want to secure the straits, and that's the whole point. Like, that's what's happening. So this weekend, and I mean, it might not happen this weekend. They could just be slowly preparing.
They can't do that until there's a draft. Okay, they don't have the manpower for that. That's it.
But that, I guarantee you, that's what the game plan is. And any talk of like a ceasefire, which is complete bullshit, by the way.
You can't even control the strait. Like, it's 300 miles of coastline. And slammed directly on top of it is a fuck ton of mountains.
Side of people saying, oh, it's going to happen, and it's total bullshit to just prop up JD Vance as like the peace bringer, the negotiator.
Like, I'm no tactician, okay, but that just...
It's not happening. At most, if it does
it doesn't
happen,
make
it's not gonna
sense.
last, and it's really just happening so they can have some type of scapegoat for Vance when he runs in the presidential election. So they can say, yeah, even though he was the vice president during war, he did everything he could to avoid the war. He wanted peace. Iran wanted to negotiate with him and him alone because they knew he was the peace man. He was the peace man, and they wanted the peace. They wanted the peace. They wanted the peace to come and bring the peace pipe so they could smoke at the peace pipe and make a peace. And the only man who could do that, the only man who could make peace with Iran, was the peace himself, JD Vance. That's the only reason they're saying that shit, which you guys already know that. But second of all, it's like whatever's going to happen, whether it's this weekend, next weekend, they're not bringing all of these soldiers there for no reason. With all that, with all the manipulation of the stock market, with them constantly just doing things on the weekend when the stocks are closed, with the talks of like recession, with like the age of recruitment in the military getting raised, eased up on restrictions with marijuana. So I guess, you know, my family member was right, easing up on restrictions with marijuana because they're going to do a draft. Who knows what they're going to do at this point? It can go any way, but I really do think they're going to try and take an island. They're going to try and do something on the straight. I think it is going to happen this weekend, but I could be wrong, you know. I could be wrong. They could just be sending everybody there to just commit seppuku on a fucking boat and, you know, sacrifice themselves to Moloch. Who knows what the fuck these people are doing? But it is obvious at this point, these people are not your allies. The Trump administration is not your ally. They're not your friend. They don't care about you. They're going to try and lie and gaslight you and tell you that this war is good for you. It's not. And we've talked about it so many times, but it's just so frustrating. It's just so tiresome at this point. But I'm just going to end it there. I'm going to end it there. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys have any predictions for this weekend? Like, what do you think is their goal? Is it going to happen? Are they going to actually do a peace talk and then it's just going to be bullshit and then they're going to wait a year? Or what are they...
Draft announcement. Woo! Oh, yeah.
Going to try and do. And, you know, just a word of warning for all you guys. When you see people like Larry Fink, all these CEOs talking about a global recession, they've been talking about this shit for a long time, but now, more than ever, it's becoming serious. It's always been serious, but now it's getting extra serious. So please, please, take care of yourself. Take care of your families. Take care of your friends. I know money's tight. I know shit is not easy. I get it, but please try to make an effort. Get provisions. I'm serious. Get provisions. Get weapons. Get a gun. Whatever you can. Do something. Whether something happens or it doesn't, I mean...
Yeah, that's gonna help. That's gonna fix everything. Buy a firearm.
It's possible nothing might happen, sure, fine, whatever. But the threat of something happening is greater now than it's ever been. Not only in your lifetime,
be afraid.
Lifetime as a whole. So please don't take that lightly. Please take care of your family. Take care of yourself. You know, you should be doing that regardless. Start going to the gym. Get right with God. I'm serious.
Look, guys, don't be afraid. Be angry. Be angry that this has been allowed to happen. Be angry at this motherfucker. Because it's his fault. You admitted it. You supported Trump every time, and look at what he did. We tried to tell you. We tried to tell you, dumbass. But what did you guys say? You said he's the peace president. He's gonna make the economy so good. The peace president. No more transgender.
Get trained up. Now is the time to be doing it. Now is the time to get right with all that shit.
This is your fault, Tomfo, and now you're telling people like, oh yeah, buy a gun, prepare for the end. It is inevitable. Yeah, great advice. Great advice, dipshit.
We're gonna have. I don't know which way it's gonna go. It might not all collapse. It might not all get bad. But even if it's just a global recession,
you're such a fucking piece of shit. You know that? I fucking hate you, man. I hate your dog shit fucking videos. You suck at every game you play. It's annoying. It's fucking annoying.
Put those things off. Take them serious. Start buying books. Start collecting books. Start reading.
You're an asshole.
Like, stop fucking around. All right. And I know I fuck around too, but it's
and not like in a charming way.
Shit a little bit more serious, okay? So please,
just like in a smarmy liberal way. Every day I pray. You're like, tell me how you are any different from a smarmy fucking Bill Maher type liberal. You fuck.
As soon as I start my car and I start driving, I start praying to God. I thank Him for waking up. I thank Him for the sleep I had, whether I had a lot or I had basically none at all. And He's good. It's a blessing regardless. I thank Him for my family, my friends. I thank Him for you guys. I thank Him for all the opportunities He's given me. I thank Him for protection for my family, for my friends and I. I thank Him for mercy, sins I've committed, all the things I've done, all the things I've fucked up with. And the only thing I ask Him for is just guidance every day. And I'm serious. Get right with God. Start praying. Start reading the Bible. I'm serious. I want you guys to do that. And I think
you want this shit. You want it so bad. You are... Dude, just say you're an accelerationist. Just say that, like, you love it. Stop saying it's inevitable. It's inevitable. The downfall is... It's going to be violent collapse. Like, just say you want to kill your neighbor. Just say you want to do Nazi-style fascism. You fucking piece of shit.
This is worrying. It is. And it's hard to not black pill. I get it. It's hard to not doom. I get it. I understand. But
that's what you're doing.
God calls you not to do is to be afraid. And I understand things.
You're like, no, guys, don't black pill. We can be Nazis. We can do Nazi
It's just the way life
shit.
is. We've just lived in a controlled
Oh,
environment
yeah.
for long enough to where we're not really used to that exposure. That's going away. We all know it. We've talked about it before. Things are going to get crazy. So it's hard to not be afraid, and I understand. But you need to have faith. You need to be strong. You need to have the mindset of a warrior. You need to ask God if you do not have that.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck your whore mother. Fucking whore dispensationalist. Piece of shit Zionist mother.
Trials, and he lets you prove yourself, and that's how you become stronger. That's how you become more victorious. So maybe, you know, maybe all of this that's happening, maybe everything that's going on, maybe that's what we need. And I know that sounds fucked up, but like maybe that's what we as Americans need. Is we need a trial by fire. Some people say
I think what we need is to put people like you in hospitals, in mental facilities. That's what you want for people like me, I presume. But the difference is that I don't fucking need it, and you do. Because you are a crazy, genocidal freak.
I mean, whether you believe in God or you don't, going through something like that, the only way you make it out alive is you have to be competent. You have to be confident. You have to be courageous. You can't be afraid and just not be about it. You have to be about it. And maybe that's why this is all happening. And I don't know. I'm not trying to say all that, but what I am saying is please get right with God. Please pray. I'm going to pray for you guys. And I love you guys.
That's going to make everything better.
But I'm going to leave it at that. But what do you guys think?
Yeah,
Do you
man.
agree? Do you disagree? Let me know below. And as always, guys, you know, if you enjoyed the video, I know this one was a little bit different than what I usually
You know,
do.
I actually agree with that. I think that getting right with Jesus, if everybody did that, we'd be living in a very different world. But people aren't doing that. You aren't doing that. And you aren't encouraging it. You're encouraging the opposite. You want people to hate their neighbor. You want people to distrust their neighbor. You sow division.
Well, you know, if you liked it, I know it was a lot of different stuff, but I
It's
had fun.
disgusting.
And, definitely, if I don't do more of this stuff on YouTube, I will definitely do it on Rumble for sure. And be sure to check me out on Rumble. Like I said, I have exclusives there. Be sure to follow me on X. And as always, guys, Jesus Christ is King of Kings, Lord of Lords.
You're a racist piece of shit.